Hello, investors. This is Ted Zhang, Associate Portfolio Manager with Revere Asset Management. Today is Thursday, October 10th, 5:34 p.m., coming to you again from Virginia with tonight's Revere Roundup Daily Market Insight video. Don finally got his power back late afternoon, and so we'll have him back on the podcast tomorrow. You guys will have him back for the videos as well. And no flooding for Dodd, just some power outages, so that is great. He has survived, he's healthy, and we're definitely cheering and very happy about that. So let's get to business now. The state of the market, we are in an uptrend. Once again, full four bullish green up arrows. Market leaders continue to act healthy. Um, as we all say, the lifeblood of a bull market is when one sector group starts pulling back, starts seeing some outflows in money, like in the power generation names like CEG, VST, NRG, GEV. Now we're seeing a rotation into software, cybersecurity included as well. Names like Now, Palantir, FTNT, PNAW, even Crowd is coming back. So just remember that quote, the lifeblood of a bull market is sector rotation from leadership group to leadership group. Of course, we're still above the 21 EMA on the S&P, 50 days above the S&P still above the 50-day, and as well, and definitely still above the 200-day. And with four bullish green up arrows, as Don says, it's the coveted four. That means GROTECTION is under the mandate to grow assets. What happened today? Markets saw a mute reaction on hotter CPI. We'll definitely talk about that. 21 over 21 list, down 0.06%. 7 up, 3 sideways, 11 down. Big 8 down 0.05%. RG8 down 0.77%. S&P down 0.21%. RSP down 0.37%. Qs down 0.11%. QQEW pretty much flat. Dow down 0.14%. Mid caps down 0.45%. Small caps down 0.55%. Equities, bonds down 0.05%. And GROTECTION about flat, down 0.06%. All right, so as always, let's jump right into the charts. The first one, the S&P 500. We got down about 24 basis points, tried push towards high of the day or yesterday's highs, rejected that and stayed inside. And you can't really complain about an inside day with an uptrend. That just means volatility contraction, and we expect volatility expansion to the upside that aligns with the primary trend of the market. It was a really tight day, and if we look at the 60-minute, a nice little flag building here on top of this. On to the next. RSP also inside day, really just constructive. And now you have a clear flat pivot at 179. Take that out, and we should go see new highs. Qs also, it didn't quite actually notch an inside day. We actually made new highs relative to yesterday's highs, but then we closed inside. So we'll call it a quasi inside day, but still really tight action, really constructive. Equal weighted Qs actually made a higher high and closed above yesterday's highs. And that is great action. That just means breadth is still in the markets, even though it's a mute reaction overall today. Dow inside day as well. There isn't much to say about that. Mid caps and small caps continue to lag, as you can see the RS line. We actually undercut yesterday's lows and closed back in the range for mid caps, and small caps gap down, put in a hammer, but couldn't even fill the gap. The small caps are weak, and as you can see, the RS line continues to make new lows. The VIX, when we talk about the VIX, nice to see it come down, but it's kind of building a bull flag here. And whether or not you believe in doing technical analysis on the VIX, still doesn't give us the best feeling when the VIX looks extremely bullish, because that could just only lead to volatility. The dollar tries pushing higher, rejected so far as the yields were rejected today, as bonds caught a bid and some support. We'll talk about bonds later. Gold, with the dollar down, gold found support at the 21 EMA and 240. So expect this to continue until the 21 EMA breaks decisively. That has been the moving average that that gold has respected. Gold miners yesterday saw a hammer candle at the 50 day, and today we continue to follow through back above the 8 and 21 on above average volume. Silver reclaims the 21 EMA, but still below declining 8. That's a first good sign. We want to see that get back above the 8, and then we could continue building a handle below this 29.56 level. Bitcoin, we'll go to the actual Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin is definitely weak now. We saw a reversal rejection on October 7th below the 200-day, and we've seen 4 days down in a row now, back below the 50-day moving average, rejected today and undercutting these lows. On a longer term basis, this could be, you could see as a stage 3 top, or you can see as a handle within this huge base. So until we break 56,000, there's really not too much to worry about. This can easily just meander about, chop everyone up, and then get ready to the upside or the downside. And we'll just have to wait and see. It's in a range. This is where you stay patient and watch. Bonds. Let's go to bond futures. 2-year notes found support. Hammer-like candle. 5-year notes as well. Here are the 10-year notes. And then here are the 30-year bonds, which actually didn't see a hammer-like candle. Actually closed right at the 200-day. And with that, this is the new day of yields. We're looking at this reversal candle from the last trading day on October 10th. We started this new candle today for October 11th. We saw reversals in yields after CPI, which is pretty interesting because it came in hotter than expected. But at the same time, jobless claims came in hotter than expected as well. So that covers inter-asset correlation. Now we'll go over to the tail of the tape. What's new today? AAII numbers came out. Bulls up to 49%, bears down to 20.6. So that's definitely well above average and well below average. And NAM up to 90. And we do a calculation, bulls minus bears, 49 minus 20, it's about 29. Once we get over 32, that's a secondary sell signal. And with NAM, over 100 is a secondary sell signal. But at the end of the day, we just have to urge and caution that these are secondary indicators, and we always follow price and the actions of the market leaders first. Of course, we're still above 21 and the 8, trading near all-time highs, so we're operating on the bull case. Today's news, we saw hotter than expected CPI, and that came in month over month. The numbers were 0.2% versus 0.1% expected. CPI core month over month, 0.3% versus 0.2 expected. CPI year over year, 2.4% versus 2.3% expected. And CPI core, 3.3%, 3.3% year over year versus 3.2% expected. And then the weekly initial jobless claims came in at 258,000 versus 229,000. And of course, there are more nuances in the data, but it's definitely a sticky situation when you have hotter inflation, even though it's just a little bit, but also hotter jobless claims, which means the economy is still weakening, labor market is weakening with higher jobless claims. But we did get favorable labor market data last week, and it just continues to ping pong around data after data. So we'll just have to see how the Fed reacts to that. Today's keys, we're looking at this 5670 through 5767 area as breakout support. And here are the cues, 478 to 494. We definitely held those with inside days. Day count, we had up one. I'm going to say it's consolidation one today since we're an inside day. 3 days above the 8 EMA, 22 days above the 21 EMA. S&P ATR drops down to 1.09%. Some strong sectors today, bonds, energy, builders, oil, cybersecurity, software as well, including in that, copper, China, and the F&GS mega caps. Bond yields are down today. Dollar is down. Industrials, consumer discretionary, and staples are down. And then solar, Bitcoin, and home builders were down as well. RVAB started the day at 1.43, ended the day at 1.51. We doubled ALAB, and added VRT as well. Bottom line, markets mute reaction on hotter CPI. And tomorrow's keys, same thing, the breakout support areas that we came into today. All right, so I guess we should go over the two names first that we added onto. First one is ALAB. We got up yesterday. I highlighted this on a new portfolio of switches, and today we followed through. So we decided to make an add-on buy. The 8, 21, and 50 day are starting to turn up, and this is starting to look like a Kava type IPO base. We'd love to see some right side development because never seen a stock just run straight to highs that don't pull back viciously. As you look, Kava's IPO base, let's just go back to 120. Let's just go back to January. This is kind of like the ALAB area. Huge move up. 821 and 50 days start catching up. Eventually runs up a bit, pulls back, and then you could find an add-on buy potential right there. And of course, we know that Kava eventually presented future buy points, for example, on this little handle here, and then on this earnings gap into all-time highs. So let's go back to present day now. Go to VRT. We added on this balance of the 8 EMA. And as I was talking about, this 109.27 level is key. We rejected it yesterday, rejected it today. And if we can really build out this handle, that'd be a great area to look to buy even more. All right, so continue on some charts of interest. NVIDIA continues to be a chart of interest. We found support continuously at the 131-ish level. The next area is 136.15. Maybe another couple days in, take out that level, and then we have 146.76, 140.76. And then we're in all-time highs again. And that's always good for the markets when this is a $3.3 trillion company for the S&P and the NASDAQ. Another one I'm watching, $3.5 trillion business, is this perfect VCP base in Apple. If we see all-time highs in Apple, markets will be headed upward as well. MSTR finds resistance at 200. Bitcoin is collapsing, but this still holds the 8 EMA, so this is trading oddly. And one theory is that their debt service costs on their debt in which they use to buy Bitcoin is decreasing. So that's actually increasing the intrinsic value of the stock, or at least decreasing risks. We did see a distribution day, found support at the 8 EMA, and this one breakout day's lows, so that's still good, and it is building a nice handle here. So we'll see what happens here. But Bitcoin, if Bitcoin continues to stay super weak, it's hard to see MSTR hold up for that much longer. But we'll trust price here and maybe get something like that. And if Bitcoin rallies, this should explode higher. And over 200 is definitely a buy. Tesla, undercut reclaim 235, robotaxi event 10 p.m. Eastern time. There's about a 7% implied move, so we'll see if these handle highs get broken. Avgo, pretty much inside day after making all-time high yesterday. Semis are strong. And then Lilly, still testing this downtrend line. Another huge company, leader in the healthcare space. All right, so now I'll just quickly go over top 5 stocks, top 5 movers in the 21 over 21, and then top 5 losers. IoT up 5.6%. We highlighted this pivot point right here. Huge move up into highs, into new all-time highs. Just great action. We're about maxed out on the number of names we want to own, so you can't own them all. You can't kiss all the stocks in the markets. Flutter, we do own. Nice breakout. Nice breakout above this high. Cup with high handle, and we'll see where this goes. FanDuel is the biggest betting site, and with a with sports returning, with sports season starting up again in all sports, people are spending a lot of money on gambling. NVIDIA, we won't go over. Copper finds support at the 21 EMA with China looking to announce stimulus measures. It initially sold off because the People's Bank of China weren't weren't assertive in their stimulus measure claims, so that led to profit taking. But this still looks great, above 52.61, maybe this downtrend line. Those are potential add areas. Palantir continues a tightrope higher, continues to accelerate. trends above the 8 EMA, which is perfect action. Exxon, oil name. Crude oil actually bounced 3% today. This is trading near all-time highs. That's another slower name. And oils can be really choppy and always subject to geopolitical events, supply and demand of oil, OPEC, just many exogenous factors. On the downside, MSDR pulled back 3%, still above the 8 EMA, and just building constructive handle now. Love to see our biggest down name still building a constructive handle above the 8 EMA. That tells us everything about the markets. Our second biggest down name we own, Part. Currently back below the previous IPO high, but that's fine. Still above the 8 EMA, so that's doing well on lower than average volume. Oracle, which we own, broke out yesterday, pulling back to the breakout level on lower than average volume. As you can see, our top three down names on the 21 over 21 list is still all above the 8 EMA. That just shows how strong the leaders are right now. Kava, another one above the 8 EMA, pretty much inside day, putting in a nice couple tight days on contracting volume. Going a 60-minute, nice flag. Break that, and I expect higher prices. Shark Ninja, breaking the 8, but still tight. Just beautiful trend above the 21 EMA. And then Tesla, the fifth name, undercut reclaim, below the 8 and 21, but still holding this breakout level. So it looks pretty good. So, as always, that's going to wrap it. And I would love to hear from you. My email is ted@revereasset.com. My Twitter is TedHZhang. Our phone is 855 Real Well. That is 855-732-5932. Our website is revereasset.com. If you subscribe to our newsletter there, you'll get our emails of our daily videos, podcasts, and weekend videos. You can really follow us in real time of what we're doing in the portfolio. We named our flagship portfolio GROTECTION with a dual mandate to grow assets in uptrends and protect assets in downtrends. That is our goal. Our mission is always risk first, but we also want to participate in growing assets as well. If you're interested in becoming a client, please reach out. And with that said, I'll wrap it up for today, October 10th. Now it's 5:51 p.m. This is Ted Zhang with Revere Asset Management, telling it like it is. Thank you for listening and have a great rest of your week.